Yeah, it reminds a lot of college or high school games where you didn't even have any film or didn't even really know who was on the team, kind of a thing. Uh, and so you just do your best. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna do our best with the limited, uh, resources we have. But I'm pretty sure we'll be ready to go. We'll make the adjustments that we need to make. But excited for week one. We had a little meeting with the players. We made a joke about some of the guys that have been around for like the last 4 years, and I think there's only four guys on our team from a certain point we were talking about, which usually isn't a good recipe for success for you other guys. But I think that going into this game, it's really nice to have a core group of guys that have been together a while, and it's pretty much history. If you look back on the teams that stay together, they usually play well together. I think if you look at how many games we had, if you take a deeper look and don't try and be surface about it, you see that the possessions and the amount of possessions we were able to score on and things like that, it's actually pretty impressive. Um, for what we were able to, some of the games we were able to win. And so I think having more possessions, and then we bite ourselves in the foot with, how many times we weren't able to score inside the 15-yard line. How many times it was a turnover, how many times we got stopped on downs, and you sit back and with the few possessions that we did have and the numbers there, if you want to take a deeper look, you see that, oh wow, they were still able to be a top 10, top 11 in certain areas, and they were still doing that with those scenarios. And so I think that for us to be better is we have to be even better on third down. We got to stay on the field more. We got to be able to punch the ball in. When we get in the red zone, there's got to be a killer instinct where we're not leaving without touchdowns, and especially we can't leave the red zone with no points. And so field goals, are good, at times, but I really think, Jerry, we need to finish in the low red, especially. There's a glaring weakness that we had last year that we've tried hard in training camp to work on. In our division, we play some serious pass rushers, and it's been that way since my rookie year. And with our offensive line, I always feel confident. They see the best out of the best. Two times a year, multiple times a year. You see what I'm saying? They Ingram, Bosa. You see Vaughn, Chubb. You see all these guys, these pass rushers. I'm gonna stop there before I forget somebody and someone gets offended and they want to rip my head off. But and speaking of that, shout out to Von Miller. Praying for that man. I hope he's okay. I hope he gets a speedy recovery because he's a good dude and fun to compete against. But I have confidence in those guys competing against those guys time and time again that Brian's another really good player. He's another really good pass rusher that can wreck a game. He can change games. And so we got to have our antennas up and be ready for him because he's a really good football player. I don't know exactly what it looks like. We haven't done it yet, obviously. But I do know what they have told us is how safe it is, the strategies that they're taking, the plans they're taking, the precautions they're taking, what we have to do as we board, as when we get there, what we are allowed, what we're not allowed to do, all of those things. And so I have family members all in the South that want to come to the game, and they can't obviously come to the game, and then I can't go to dinner with them on Friday night. I can't see them. And so it's just a different year. It is just a different year, but at the same time, we're just playing a game. I think like everybody on here, I think we all have hearts for people that are out of their jobs right now. I think there's way more important things than just the football, aspect of things, but hopefully we handle it the right way and do the right things. That way we can maybe bring some joy to some people, while they sit there and watch their favorite teams play.